Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be looking at something that might surprise you.
Yeah.
The cost of tools for automotive technicians.
Yeah.
And to do this, we've got some really interesting sources lined up for you.
Okay.
We're going to be taking a look at Jess Recruiting, which is a company that connects skilled workers and employers.
Right.
We've also got a blog post that really breaks down tool costs and those all-important tax deductions. And then we've got some data visualizations that show just how much these costs have been climbing.
Oh, wow.
So get ready to learn about some cost-saving strategies, and by the end, you'll understand why this topic is relevant.
Yeah.
Even if you've never so much as changed a tire.
I think what's really interesting here is that we often talk about the skills gap in trades, but we rarely consider the financial hurdles that come with just acquiring the tools needed to do the job.
Exactly. And the numbers are pretty wild. We're talking about the average automotive technician spending $7,000 on tools just in 2023. And that's almost double what they were spending a decade ago.
Oh, wow.
So imagine the impact that has on someone starting out in the field.
Yeah, it's a substantial investment, and it highlights a trend we're seeing across many skilled trades as vehicles become more technologically advanced. With all the computer systems and sensors, the tools needed to diagnose and repair them have also become incredibly specialized and, unfortunately, much more expensive.
It's like needing a brand new toolbox every time your phone gets an upgrade.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And this isn't just an automotive industry issue. We see the same pattern in fields like electrical work, plumbing, even HVAC.
Oh, wow.
The pace of technology means workers need to constantly invest in new tools and training just to keep up. And that can be a huge financial burden.
So who ends up paying for all of this?
Traditionally, it's fallen on the technicians themselves.
Really?
Many employers, especially smaller shops, haven't provided much support in this area.
That seems like a recipe for frustration on both sides.
Yeah.
And that's where companies like Jess Recruiting are trying to step in, They're not only connecting technicians with employers, but also advocating for solutions that benefit both parties.
Absolutely.
But before we dive into that,
Okay.
let's unpack that blog post we mentioned.
Okay.
The one about tax deductions.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's music to many technicians' ears.
Absolutely. Understanding these deductions can make a real difference.
Yeah.
Especially for self-employed technicians.
So the blog post breaks it down like this.
Okay.
If you're an independent contractor filing a 1099, or if you're employed by a company that doesn't reimburse you for your tools, those tool expenses can be deducted as business expenses. This is where understanding some tax jargon comes in handy.
Okay.
Schedule C is where self-employed individuals report their income and expenses. And claiming tool costs there can potentially reduce their taxable income by thousands of dollars.
That's right. Let's say a technician spends $5,000 on tools in a year.
Okay.
Depending on their tax bracket.
Yeah.
Claiming this deduction could save them over $1,000 in taxes.
Now, for those of you who are employed by a company and receive a W-2, things are a bit more complicated. There was a change to the tax code back in 2017, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And that made it harder for employees to deduct these kinds of unreimbursed expenses.
However, don't despair. Some states still allow these deductions. If you're a W-2 technician, it's crucial to check your state's guidelines to see what's available to you.
And regardless of your employment status. The key takeaway here is to keep meticulous records of your tool purchases. You want to be prepared if tax laws change, or if you need to prove those expenses down the line.
It's all about being proactive and understanding your financial landscape. It can truly empower technicians to make the most of their hard-earned money.
And speaking of being savvy, the blog post also highlights some other cost-saving strategies beyond taxes. Things like employer tool purchase programs, discounts, and even grants.
This is where we start to see some positive shifts happening in the industry. Some employers are recognizing the need to support their technicians in this area, offering to purchase tools directly or create programs to help with financing.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
By easing this financial burden, employers can attract and retain skilled workers.
Exactly.
Which is crucial in today's competitive job market. But it's not just on employers.
Right.
There are also organizations like TechForce Foundation.
Yes.
Offering grants specifically to help new technicians cover those initial tool costs.
That's great.
It's great to see this kind of support emerging.
It's definitely encouraging. And for technicians themselves, there are ways to be proactive and resourceful. Many tool manufacturers offer discounts for students, apprentices, and even seasoned professionals.
Okay.
Networking within the industry can also open doors to finding deals.
Yeah.
Or even used equipment in good condition.
Okay, so we've covered the why behind rising tool costs, the impact it has on technicians, and some potential ways to navigate this challenge.
Right.
But you might be thinking, why should I care about this if I'm not a mechanic?
Well, this is where the conversation gets even more interesting. Okay. Because this isn't just an isolated issue within the automotive industry. The reality is everyone who drives a car is impacted by the state of the technician workforce.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Think about it as the cost of entering the profession rises.
Right.
It creates a barrier for new technicians, potentially making the existing shortage even worse. And fewer technicians mean longer wait times for repairs, likely higher costs for those repairs, and possibly even an impact on the pace of innovation in the automotive industry as a whole.
Wow, I hadn't considered that domino effect.
Yeah.
It really highlights how interconnected things are.
Exactly. And it underscores the importance of supporting the skilled trades.
Yeah.
Not just in words, but in action. We've got to make these professions more sustainable and appealing.
Right.
To attract and retain the talented individuals who keep our world running.
You've given us a lot to think about. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
But when we come back, we'll be exploring some innovative solutions.
Sounds good.
And discussing the future of the skilled trades, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Before the break, we were talking about the rising costs of tools, the impact on technicians, and some of the financial strategies they can use to kind of navigate this challenge.
Yeah, we even started to touch on the bigger picture.
Right.
How this issue affects everyone.
Yeah.
Not just those working in the field.
Exactly. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are some really exciting developments and solutions emerging that could change the game.
Okay, I'm all ears. What kind of solutions are we talking about?
Well, we briefly mentioned companies like Jess Recruiting.
Right.
Who are going beyond just connecting talent with employers. They're actively advocating for changes within the industry.
Okay.
Pushing for better financial support for tool purchases.
So they're not just playing matchmaker, they're trying to reshape the landscape.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
They're working to encourage more companies to offer tool allowances, reimbursement programs, or even help with financing options for technicians.
So instead of putting the entire financial burden on the technician, employers are stepping up and sharing the responsibility.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this shift benefits everyone.
Okay.
Technicians feel more valued and supported, reducing that financial stress.
Right.
And employers have a better chance of attracting and retaining skilled workers.
Yeah.
Which is crucial in today's competitive market.
It seems like a win-win situation.
Absolutely. But it's not just about employer support.
Okay.
Remember those other cost-saving strategies we mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Things like discounts, grants, and scholarships?
Right.
These can be game changers, especially for technicians just starting out.
Imagine graduating from trade school.
Yeah.
Excited to embark on your career and then being hit with a 5-figure tool bill.
I know.
That's got to be discouraging.
It can be a harsh reality for many.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there are organizations like TechForce Foundation stepping in to provide financial assistance through grants and scholarships specifically for tool purchases.
Wow.
It's like giving those new technicians a helping hand to overcome that initial financial hurdle and launch their careers.
That's fantastic. And sounds like there are resources out there beyond grants and scholarships.
There are. Many tool manufacturers and suppliers also offer discounts for students, apprentices, and even seasoned professionals looking to upgrade their equipment.
It seems like a lot of it comes down to knowing where to look and who to ask.
Exactly. This is where networking and mentorship come in.
Right.
Experienced technicians can offer invaluable advice on finding deals, sourcing quality used equipment, and navigating the financial aspects of the profession.
Speaking of navigating finances, I keep thinking back to that blog post and the emphasis on understanding tax deductions.
It's an essential part of the equation, whether you're self-employed or working for an employer.
Right.
Knowing how to maximize those deductions can have a significant impact on your bottom line.
I remember the blog post even had a handy checklist of steps technicians can take to make sure they're not missing out on potential savings.
Right. Things like keeping detailed records of all tool purchases, separating personal and business expenses, and really understanding the rules around depreciation.
Okay.
Like having a financial toolbox to go along with your actual toolbox.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the nitty-gritty of tool costs and financial strategies.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what are the long-term implications of this issue? Does it go beyond just individual technicians struggling to afford tools?
That's a great question. And the answer is yes. This issue has far-reaching consequences that impact the future of the skilled trades as a whole.
In what way?
Well, think about it. If the cost of entry into a profession keeps going up, it creates a barrier for new people, especially those from lower income backgrounds or those who don't have family connections in the industry.
Okay.
This can perpetuate a cycle of exclusivity and make it even harder to address the existing technician shortage.
It sounds like a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Fewer technicians lead to longer wait times and higher costs for repairs.
Right.
Which could then discourage even more people from entering the field.
Exactly. And that has implications for the entire economy.
Oh, wow.
Cars are essential for many people to get to work, access health care, and participate in their communities.
Right.
Disruptions in the automotive repair industry can have a ripple effect across society.
So how do we break this cycle? How do we make these professions more accessible and appealing to a new generation of workers?
That's the million-dollar question. And I think it starts with changing the narrative around skilled trades.
Okay.
We need to move beyond outdated stereotypes and showcase the reality of these professions today.
I agree. What does that reality look like?
Well, for starters, it's important to highlight that these are careers that offer challenging and rewarding work.
Yeah.
They combine hands-on problem solving with cutting-edge technology, and they provide financial stability and the satisfaction of knowing you're making a tangible contribution to society.
It's not just about turning wrenches. It's about using your brain and your skills to solve complex problems.
Exactly. And it's about being a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah?
We need to celebrate the achievements and contributions of skilled workers and show young people that these are viable and exciting career paths, not just fallbacks for those who don't go to college.
So much of it seems to come down to shifting perceptions and raising awareness.
Right. Absolutely. We need to expose young people to the skilled trades early on.
Right.
Through school programs, apprenticeships, and mentorship opportunities. Let's show them the possibilities.
And it's not just about sparking interest.
Right.
It's about creating supportive and inclusive work environments where skilled workers feel valued and respected.
That's a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
It's about fostering a culture of mentorship, providing ongoing training opportunities, offering competitive wages and benefits, and recognizing the essential role these professionals play in our society.
This is where companies like Jess Recruiting are making a real difference.
Yeah.
They're not just filling job openings.
Right.
They're promoting the skilled trades as viable and rewarding career paths.
And they're working with employers to create the kind of work environments that attract and retain top talent.
Right.
It's about making these professions sustainable for the long haul.
So we've talked about the challenges, the solutions, and the need for a broader shift in how we view and value skilled trades. Now let's bring this back to our listener.
Okay.
Even if you're not planning on becoming an automotive technician,
Right.
Why should this issue matter to you?
Here's the thing. This issue impacts everyone who drives a car.
Okay.
Think about it the next time you take your car in for repairs.
No.
Remember that the technician working on your vehicle has likely invested thousands of dollars in their tools.
Tools that enable them to diagnose and fix those complex problems and keep us safe on the road.
Exactly. And those rising tool costs, they have a ripple effect. They contribute to the technician shortage, which can lead to longer wait times for repairs, higher costs for consumers, and even potential delays in getting your car back, which can disrupt your life, your work, and your overall well-being.
It's a reminder that we're all connected in ways we might not always realize.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So what can we do as individuals?
Yeah.
Well, for starters, we can be informed consumers. Let's understand the challenges facing the automotive industry and support businesses that value and invest in their technicians.
Choose repair shops that offer fair wages, benefits, and training opportunities for their employees.
Absolutely. And we can advocate for policies that support the skilled trades, whether it's at the local, state, or national level.
Investing in skilled workers is ultimately an investment in our economy, our communities, and our future. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back for the final part of this deep dive, we'll explore how technology is changing the game.
Okay.
And what the future might hold for the skilled trades. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. We're wrapping up our look at automotive technician tool costs.
Yeah.
It's been pretty fascinating.
It has.
Looking at this.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground from the financial realities facing technicians to the broader implications for the skilled trades and even the impact on consumers like you.
Right. And before we left off, we were starting to talk about some really interesting solutions, changes on the horizon.
Yeah.
Especially how technology might play a role.
Technology is really the key here, and it's fascinating to see how it's both a driving force behind rising costs and a potential source of solutions.
Okay, that sounds like a tricky balancing act.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Sure. On one hand, we've got those increasingly complex vehicles packed with sensors, computer systems, specialized components that demand equally specialized and expensive diagnostic tools.
Right. Those high-tech tools are a big part of what's driving up the cost of becoming a technician.
Exactly. But on the other hand, there are some really exciting new technologies emerging that could help reduce those costs and make the work itself more efficient.
I am all about efficiency, especially when it comes to car repairs.
Yeah.
So tell me more about these game-changing technologies.
Well, think about 3D printing.
Okay.
It's already being used in sectors to create custom tools and parts.
Oh, wow.
This could potentially mean less reliance on those expensive proprietary tools that technicians currently have to purchase.
So instead of needing to buy a whole new tool for every specialized task, a technician could potentially just print the parts they need on demand.
That's the idea. Wow. And this could be huge, especially for smaller shops or independent technicians who might not have the resources to invest in every single specialized tool out there.
3D printing is really revolutionizing so many industries.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So what else is on the horizon?
Another area that holds a lot of promise is augmented reality.
Okay.
Imagine technicians wearing headsets that overlay digital information onto the real world.
Are we talking about something like those VR games?
Similar concept, but in this case, it's not about creating a completely virtual world.
Okay.
It's about enhancing the real world with digital information. So technicians could see repair instructions, diagrams, or even live data from the vehicle's systems superimposed right onto the engine they're working on.
That sounds so futuristic, but I can see how it would be incredibly useful.
Yeah.
It'd be like having a virtual assistant guiding you through every step of the repair.
Exactly. This kind of technology could reduce errors, speed up repairs, and even allow for remote assistance from expert technicians located anywhere in the world.
Oh, wow. So that would be a game changer, especially in situations where a particularly tricky problem arises.
Exactly. And these advancements aren't limited to just the tools and techniques themselves.
Okay.
We're also seeing a rise in online training and certification programs for technicians.
So instead of needing to attend those traditional in-person classes, which can be expensive and time-consuming, technicians could learn new skills and stay up to date from anywhere with an internet connection.
Exactly. This could make training much more accessible and affordable, especially for those in rural areas or for those who are juggling work and family commitments.
Yeah.
It could really open doors for people who might not have had the opportunity to pursue this career path before.
It's aiming we're like democratizing access to knowledge and skills.
I know, it's pretty cool.
But even with all this amazing technology on the horizon, we still need skilled humans to operate those tools, interpret that data, and make those critical repairs.
Right. Absolutely. We can't forget about the human element.
Yeah.
All the technology in the world won't replace the need for skilled technicians who can think critically, solve problems, and adapt to new challenges. And that's why it's so important to inspire a new generation to consider careers in the skilled trades.
So we've talked about the need to change the narrative around these professions. But how do we actually do that? Where do we even begin?
It starts with education.
Okay.
We need to expose young people to the skilled trades early on through school programs, apprenticeships, and mentorship opportunities.
Right.
We've got to show them that these are viable and rewarding career paths full of opportunities for growth and advancement.
Yeah, I think we often underestimate how influential early exposure can be. If we can plant that seed of possibility early on, who knows what might grow from it.
I agree, and it's not just about sparking interest. It's about showing them what the reality of these careers looks like today.
Yeah.
It's not just about turning wrenches. It's about using your brain and your skills to solve complex problems, often with the help of cutting-edge technology.
We need to shatter those outdated stereotypes and show young people that the skilled trades are challenging, rewarding, and intellectually stimulating.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual fulfillment.
Right.
It's about contributing to something larger than yourself.
Right.
Skilled trades are essential to our economy, our communities, and our everyday lives.
Yeah.
We need to celebrate the achievements of those working in these fields and recognize their vital contributions to society.
It's about changing the perception from just a job to a respected and valued profession.
Well said. And it's about creating supportive and inclusive work environments where skilled workers feel valued, respected, and empowered to grow. That means offering competitive wages, good benefits, and ongoing training opportunities.
Right.
It means fostering a culture of mentorship and collaboration.
Yeah, it's about creating workplaces where people feel good about showing up every day and contributing their skills and talents.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with a call to action.
I'm ready. What can our listeners do to make a difference?
If you're considering a career in the skilled trades, don't let the cost of tools deter you.
Right.
There are resources available, from scholarships and grants to employer tool programs that can help ease that financial burden.
And connect with organizations like Jess Recruiting and Tech Force Foundation.
Exactly.
Who are dedicated to supporting and empowering aspiring technicians.
And if you're not planning on becoming a technician, you can still make a difference.
How?
Support businesses that value their skilled workers. Advocate for policies that promote training and education in the trades.
Right.
Spread the word about the importance and value of these essential professions.
Because ultimately, we all benefit from a thriving, skilled trades workforce.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to support the skilled workers who keep our world running.
And remember, whether it's fixing cars, building homes, or keeping our lights on, skilled trades matter. They matter to our economy, our communities, and our everyday lives.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.